Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ask Me Anything. I am spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White. And today is November 30th, 2023. How's everybody doing out there? Let me say hi. Hi, Miranda. I have to laugh, Miranda, you said, do James and I, do we know a Winston Churchill? That's a very funny question. I know that he was a Prime Minister of England, and I do know this, Miranda, his birthday was today. So happy birthday in heaven to Winston Churchill. Hi, Tom. Oh, you've been watching the back episodes with Dr. Shirley and me. Great. He says it's been a real treat watching some of those readings and some of the videos that Dr. Shirley and I did. So Dr. Shirley and I had a show called Both Sides Now before James and I did Both Sides Now and Beyond. And so you can find them online on YouTube. And some of them are really good. We had a lot of interesting conversations, really deep psychology things. And it was a lot of fun. So thank you, Tom. Hi, Wanda. You look forward to the show? Yay. Hi, Maggie Landis. Do we choose when we leave? I was wondering, when we choose our families and circumstances, do we take our learned experience into our next life? Yes, we do. We choose our families and our loved ones and our circumstances on the other side before we incarnate. Yes, we do. And do we do we take our learned experience into our next life? If we choose to come back here or somewhere else, we're here for growth. So the answer is yes. We're constantly wanting to grow and expand and learn and grow, whether we come back to this planet or whether we go into other places. But yes. Hi, Joy. I'm so glad that you're looking at the show tonight. Hi, Heather. Everybody's asking a lot of great questions. Heather, I know this sounds insane. It can't be. I would never dare ask a penny for my mediumship right now. I can get info to write for book and confirmed. Am I nuts? No, you can actually do the work yourself. Good. Hi, Dawn. How are you, Don Rosen? Is focusing on presence actually tuning into our higher self? Yes. Where there is no time, no past, no future, just now. Yes. It's called being in the present moment. And yes. And are all the external factors of life only here on Earth? Yes. These kind of external factors, yes, these are the type that are here on Earth. They are, yes, I would say they're only on Earth, but they may be on other galaxies and other planets as well, too. Okay, so, but if you're making a delineation between a planet and what goes on in a galaxy and heaven, is a little different. So there would be external factors of life in different places. Hope that makes sense. Hi, Dee Dee. November sure did fly by. And before I forget, I want to say happy birthday to my dear friend Linda and happy birthday to my beloved niece Peggy. It's their birthdays today, along with Winston Churchill. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Marge. Hi, Julie from Nashville. Yay. Okay, Angel asks the question, what is an owl totem? An owl represents the female psychic, and an owl totem is, I always view this as a female watching over you. And I think it's one of the greatest totems around. I was driving the other day in this, I live in the country, and I was driving these country roads, and I saw a white owl go right by me, and I was just stunned. And I said, "Hi, Mom." That's what I said. Hi, Lori Counts. Hi, Tippy. Hi, Pam. Hi, Karen Ann. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Kim Ann. I just walked all the way in the house back from Jamaica in time to see me. Wow. Well, thank you, Kim Ann. I appreciate you. Travel a lot. I think you're a travel agent and you travel a lot. Good for you. Well, let's do a little astrology for December, because tomorrow is December 1st and there's a lot going on. Now, I'm going to highlight some of the highlights right now, and then you can find the rest of it on my website and on Facebook. It'll be up there tomorrow. Okay, I think Carissa's going to put it up tomorrow. And then I'll get to a lot of questions because you guys asked some great questions today, and I so appreciate it. So let's talk about this finale of December, because what a year. What a unbelievable year. And I think one of the biggest things to happen this year, amongst so many big things, is one of the biggest events happened 2 days ago. So if your birthday was November 28th, and I do know that, Lori, I know that's your birthday, November 28th. November 28th was Rahu and Ketu, the North and South Node in Western astrology. They changed signs. And that's a huge energetic shift, and because it lasts for 18 and a half months. And astronomically, Rahu and Ketu are the points of intersection, if you will, of the paths of the sun and the moon. And they have great influence over our lives. And when it shifted, it went from Aries and Libra to Pisces and Virgo. And it will stay this way through the end of May 29th, 2025. So Rahu will be in Pisces and Virgo, and Ketu will be in Virgo. And if we look at our lives, the last time the North and South Node were in Pisces and Virgo, was the actual date was February of 2005 all the way through November of 2006. So if you want to look at your life, like what significant events happened to your life at that time, and whatever you experienced during that time, say 2005, 2006, it might be maybe similar energy of what you have in store for you. And I can give you an example. 2005 and 6, Don and I started living together. We were living together at that point. We literally just started living together. And while he was on tour, I decided to call a decorator and a designer and redo the house. Oh, yes, I did. And I know he's shaking his head right now. But the funny thing is we're doing that now. We're complete remodel. But he's home and we're doing it. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. But let me tell you some of the things that did happen with Rahu and Rahu and Ketu, because I think this is really, really important. That the last time that Rahu entered Pisces was on actually February 22nd of 2005. And that was 1 week before, which was February 14th, 2005, that the world saw the launch of YouTube. I mean, we think of YouTube as been there forever, but it really wasn't. It was actually February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2005. And the first ever YouTube video was called Me at the Zoo. That's what it was called. So this energy ushers in new technology. And where am I going with this? This energy will usher in AI. There's no doubt about it. And also at the same time, in August of 2005, with Rahu and Pisces, that was Hurricane Katrina. So this energy also involves earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and earth changes. So another thing about Rahu and Ketu during this period of time is it will work with healing. Like Virgo is all about healing. And so I think people are going to be doing really deep healing on themselves and on maybe switching up their lives to go into the healing profession. I think that is going to happen a lot. So that was a huge event that started just 2 days ago. And that again lasts for 18 and a half months. So we can expect some different energies, new technology, and deep spirituality and healing to come about in the next 18 and a half months. So tomorrow's December 1st, and tomorrow is going to feel probably intense and frenetic. Kellee, is it always that way? Kind of for the last several months. And December does not disappoint, if you will. So a T-square is a configuration in astrology where two planets oppose each other and a third planet squares them. So anytime you hear the word opposed or squared, those are not good things. And it brings this stressful day. So tomorrow. So fortunately, it's a quick moving energy. So if you start to feel like you're out of control or you can't control things, just know it's short term and that energy changes. Okay. And on December 3rd, Venus, which is the planet of relationships, love, finances, it squares Pluto. And that's very intense energy on December 3rd because Venus will be at 4 degrees of Libra, squaring Pluto also at 4 degrees of Capricorn. And why is this important? And this energy lasts, by the way, it started on November 29th and it lasts until December 7th. So we still have several days of this. But the reason this is important is the last time that Pluto and Venus squared off this exact area in the zodiac was during the American Revolutionary War in 1775. So in personal terms, you might experience maybe turmoil in a relationship or financial matters maybe hit. So again, December 3rd, these are some rocky days ahead. I guess that's the best way to say it. Now, December 6th, Neptune, the dreamy planet, finally goes direct, and it's in Pisces, and it finally goes direct. And it's been retrograde since June 30th of 2023. So for months, it's been retrograde. So you're going to see, when we get to January, you're going to see some like, breathing room, because Jupiter will go direct and Mercury will go direct. And Neptune is now stationing direct. So we're going to feel better when we get to January, but getting to January through December, it's kind of a rougher path here. But Neptune brings compassion and inspiration. And so this is a good thing that it's going to go direct. And it's going to help people also in their spirituality because it's in Pisces too. And it's about deep spirituality. So this is a really good thing that it's going direct. And it's really good for the world because we need compassion and we need inspiration. And Neptune does that for us. But also on December 6th, also Saturn transits with the moon in the United States chart. And that is the same conjunction that occurred twice. It happened it happened twice this year. And this is the third time this is happening, this conjunction of Saturn and the moon. And it's called Sati Sati. And that's a very challenging karmic pressure, if you will. And so December 6th is also, as wonderful it is that Neptune is stationing directly, which is really good. That Saturn transit in the Sati Sati makes it December 6th also pretty rough, okay? And then I'm going to just talk about the new moon, because on December 12th, we have the new moon at 26 degrees Scorpio. They call that the tail end of the scorpion, and that makes things very difficult. Now, normally a new moon is like it's a breath of fresh air. We're going to start all over and something good. But this new moon is kind of treacherous. It is not a good new moon. Because it is in what they call the nakshatra of Jyesta, and that can bring jealousy and aggression, and it makes it pretty intense. So that new moon makes life a little more intense still. I know it seems to be a theme in December. You know, it just is. And I won't even talk about the Gandanta points, but there are several that come up. And Gandanta points are going from a fire sign to a water sign. And these are some pretty radical aspects that come up with this. And on December 13th, Mercury, and you've heard me talk about Mercury retrograde. Well, Mercury goes retrograde all the way till January 1st. And this is a complicated Mercury retrograde. And because it begins in one sign and then it goes retrograde backward in another sign and then goes forward again in Sagittarius. So it starts in Sagittarius, then it goes in retrograde, it's in retrograde in Sagittarius, and then in the retrograde pattern, it moves into another sign of Scorpio, which is really rare. And then it goes forward again, still in retrograde in Sagittarius. I mean, it's a wacky, unsettling energy, okay? So just know that it's just an intense energy, and it's unsettling. And this Mercury retrograde will really have us looking at the way we view our life. Like it's almost like a death and rebirth of the way we feel and the way we think. Okay, so it will bring up whatever you have held on to in the past. It will bring up a lot of things for you so you can work on it, release it, have compassion for what you've gone through, forgiveness, any of those things are big topics there, and going forward in your life. Because when we start on January 1st, that's a major, we start a whole new year. And James and I are going to be doing a show on, I think it's in 2 weeks, on the predictions for 2024. And to start off on January 1st, you can already feel the energy actually getting better. So it will be believe it'll be a better year, but we still have some heavy duty things that will occur during that year. Some pretty heavy duty things. But anyway, and then next week, I'll go into more of the rest of the month of December, because I've said a lot already. And it's a big deal. And if you'd like to help our channel grow, please hit like and share. Thank you, Renee. I always forget I'm supposed to say that. I always forget that. But anyway, so there's a lot going on, as you can possibly see astrologically. And I have all these questions. And I want to start with hi Julie, hi Vicky, and you know what? And I'm gonna get a card for you, Vicky, from Talking to Heaven. I've got my cards. I've got James's cards tonight. I've got the Power of Love, and I have messages from the guides. And Tammy Lynn, I did see your pictures of the orbs that you sent, and they were unbelievable. There was an older man in it, and oh gosh, I mean, orbs are amazing. Somebody asked me a question, and let me get her name because it was a really good question. If I have it right here. Oh yeah, it was Janet McGraw Howland. She said, Kelly, this past week, I have had terrible nightmares. She said, is it because of the astrology? And, that's a funny question. But in a sense, it's because astrologically, this is a time that we're kind of is forced on us to deal with our inner life and process things. So in a sense, we could say that. But I have heard so many people, Janet, talk about their dreams. And I have to tell you, I have heard some unbelievably creative process dreams and visitations and all kinds of things. But okay, Vicky, this is from your beloved husband. I always give you a kiss goodnight. I think he kisses you day and night. I have to say that. I mean, you want to talk about a love story and somebody who has a broken heart syndrome. And I'm actually writing an article about broken heart syndrome because I think it's such an important one for people who have had deep broken hearts here. So, okay, here's a question from Rick East. He says, hi, Kelly. I hope you've had a great Thanksgiving. I did. It was so peaceful. It was really peaceful. He said, you and James talk about human actions being based on either love or fear. Yes, we always say that the two emotions are love or fear. And he says it seems easy to recognize actions that are based on love. Yeah. And even a mix of love and fear, like this will hurt me more than it will hurt you. But there are some negative actions that seem to be based on something other than just fear. Is there a separate third basis, i.e. hate? I think most hate actions can be characterized as part of fear, yes. But there are some hate actions like animal cruelty, he says, that are just seem pure evil and not due to any fear. He says, what say you? So it's a great question, Rick. So if we talk love and fear, so fear is on a continuum. So if we start with fear, going further out, a part of that emotion would be anger, and then keep going after that would be hate. And I find that it's often there are a couple of ways to view this. We can look at it as generational. Was somebody in the family generational trauma? Because it often has something to do with trauma. Almost all the time it has something to do with trauma. And what happened? How did the trauma happen? Was it out of fear? Was it out of anger? Was it out of the emotion of hate? Something happened here. And the other way to view it is when you're talking about like cruelty to animals, like they feel soulless. And my mentor, Mavis Patilla, when we were in New York, I asked her once what causes this, and she said, "Oh, honey, I'll tell you." She said, "Oh, darling, I'll tell you." She said, "It's when the soul doesn't connect into the body." So does that mean that the soul made a contract not to enter the body? Perhaps it's very complicated. Or does it mean that the soul, through great trauma, was knocked out of the body and still kind of there? She used to say to me, "You pray for the soul." And I would agree with that statement. So it's a great question. And I think it's somewhere, I think that hate is also on the same continuum as fear. So I would put it in the same place. I hope that answers that question. And this is a great question. And this is from Carrie. Carrie, her question is, she said, "My question today is about soul groups, soul family, and soul connections." She said, "You've said on many an occasion that we sign up for or agree to the circumstances into which we incarnate. Yes. We sign up for lessons that we need to grow in spiritual development. Yes. Are soul groups only a need on a dense planet like Earth where we have bodies? And what is it like in worlds or dimensions in the higher realms where physicality is not necessary? Does one have the freedom to move up through development without being assigned to a group? I'm just wondering if you have had any insights or visionary experiences of growth beyond the earthly realm." I have, Carrie, and I really, really love this question because I have seen, I know exactly what you're describing here. So I'll give you a story of what happened. So my beloved husband, Don, had a brother that died about 50 years ago. And when Don was in his late 20s, I think, and his brother was a lot older than he was, and he died. He was young when he passed, but he left 3 children. And I never met him. His name was Ralph. I never met him. And I think once or twice I'd had a dream about him when Don and I got together, but he's not somebody that is in my consciousness. And one day, while I was asleep, I had this dream. And when I tell you, it came out of the blue, where I was on the other side in this park setting, this beautiful park setting that I have been to many times on the other side, this like park setting. It's the only way I could describe it, where loved ones meet, where we commune, where if your loved one has passed and you're still here, often they'll meet it like in a park-like setting. And this was a park setting. And I see his brother Ralph and Don, and I'm there witnessing him. He was really tall, like 6'5", and he was hugging Don, and just like, it was the sweetest moment. And I'm witnessing this, and I'm really excited because I knew that when I woke up, I would tell Don that I saw this. I mean, it was a very, very lucid dream. And then all of a sudden, Ralph kind of looked down and saw me, and I said, "Oh, hi, Ralph." I went to shake his hand. And I said, "My name is Kellee." And he said, "I know who you are." And he gave me a big hug. And I said, "What do you do?" And he was wearing a long, flowing white robe. And I said, "What do you do?" And he said, "I work with a group. I'm part of a soul group. And we help usher in love and peace and compassion and all kinds of things that were high-level, advanced group." And the interesting thing about Ralph is he was a very high-level, really, he was a genius while he was here on Earth. I mean, he was something else. But he explained to me that he works in the higher realms in a group consciousness. So that was my experience with group consciousness. And it really opened a lot of doors in higher realms. And how does one get in those higher realms? You do a lot of work on yourself and helping and compassion and love and all these kind of things. And your soul just continues to grow and grow and grow. And you don't have to be in a group consciousness. It is what he chose to do with his soul. So that's what he is doing. So I hope that answers your question there. I hope that does, because that was a long way to say it, but there you go. Anyway, hi, Karen Smith, watching from Columbia, South Carolina. Yay! Thank you. I appreciate that. And Margaret, happy Thursday. Is Gandanta up to something this weekend? I don't think this. Oh, Rahu is Gandanta to the end of the month, actually, and Margaret. And then we have several Gandanta places coming in. So yeah, it is not an easy thing. Yeah, Tammy Lynn, I thought your pictures of the orbs were extraordinary. I truly did. Okay, so okay, let's see. Lori Fleischman Stern. She says, hello, Kelly. I would love to know if the projects I have going on my website and podcast and book ideas are on track. And if there's any advice that you have for the success and abundance of all of them. And your birthday is May 30th. And May 30th is a Two of Clubs, which is Two of Clubs loves to spread information. Lori, you'll do just fine with this. And 2024 is going to be an easier year to get projects moving, okay? For everybody. I want everybody to know that. It's going to be an easier year for that because it's an 8-year. And although 8 goes with the 8th house in astrology, which is death, rebirth, transformation, all of those things, it brings power and universal help. So yes, Lori, I'm going to say yes, yes, yes. Luann Ford. Hi, Luann. She says, hi, Kelly. First, thank you for all you do. Oh, you're so welcome. A few days ago, a hawk came to visit my house, and he sat on the railing of my front porch for 30 minutes. Seriously? Any thoughts on what this could mean? Let's see. Think. Of course, it's your husband, Luann. Hello. Of course, he was there 30 minutes. That's a good one. I love that, honey. Of course, it was your husband. And the hawks are the male psychics, and they're the ones that watch over us. I love that. Okay, Cindy Marie, August 2nd. And you are August 2nd is a Jack of Diamonds. And she says, the past couple of years have been very difficult in all aspects, health and career and relationships. Will 2024 bring more challenges in these areas, or am I projected to stabilize? I think that next year, Cindy, is going to be a lot more stabilizing for a lot of people. I truly do. Okay. And for you too, honey. You too. And remember, Jack of Diamonds is here to have all kinds of experiences. Here you go. Melissa Callahan. Kelly, I loved meeting you on the Alaska cruise this summer. Thank you, Melissa. She said the triple reading you did with James and Janelle was really amazing. Thank you. She said, and it seems like you had a fabulous time, except for the COVID. I had a great time, except for the COVID. Although it was funny about that COVID. It was James and I were in the hospital together. So it all worked out. Which is very funny. And a triple link is what she's talking about. Is I think I probably started it because often I'll start a link. You're working with a group, and one medium finds a soul that comes to her. Me in that case, I was working with, I can't remember what the story line was about with that soul that I connected with, but then James will clue in, and he'll tie into that link, and then Janelle jumped in. So it's really fun to do links like that with other mediums. It's really fun, and there's a lot of energy involved, and so that's what that was. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So okay, Jeanette Gibbler, she says, and your birthday is May 22nd. So you are a 10 of clubs, honey, Jeanette Gibbler. She says, my mom is in hospice preparing to transition. That's a hard one, honey. And she said, it's been long, several weeks. Any words of wisdom to share with me? I want to continue our relationship when she's gone. And she's November 20th. So she's a King of Hearts. So this is a woman that would be very bright and really very male in her thinking, but really a perfect parent. They're usually really good parents here. I mean, almost being a parent was more important than anything else here. And so she'll definitely be coming to you. Yeah, words of wisdom is be as present, Janet, as possible. Okay? Or Jeanette, be as present in every moment as possible. And then do not rewrite history. Okay? Don't rewrite history. Stay present, focused, love, compassion. Don't go into, I could have done this, I could have done that. Don't rewrite history. Okay, just go into the place with her and just really be as present as possible, because a soul will learn up to that last breath. Okay, and you'll learn too. That's amazing. Okay, and this is from Jerry Dombrowski. Hi, Jerry. And her birthday is 11/22. And 11/22 is a Jack of Hearts. So she says, I often look at suffering of animals and people in life on social media. And then I feel tremendous guilt for not being happy with my sweet dogs and food and shelter. She said, I'm not in a great position to help them financially, but the guilt is tremendous. And she said, I just can't stop. What's up with that? What's up with that, Jerry, is you're a Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts comes to sacrifice on some level to help others. And so I feel it's your soul saying, come on, you need to step in. Doesn't matter financially. Maybe you can help at a shelter. Maybe you can do something like that, because Jack of Hearts has to do something. It just has to do something. So I hope that helps. Judy Legacy. Hi, Judy Legacy. She says, do our loved ones that have passed only send us messages if we need them, or sometimes just to remind us they're near? Oh, I love that question. Sometimes, honey, just to remind us that they are near. That's it. And that's sometimes the best time of all. You might not even be thinking of your loved one, and all of a sudden, kaboom, you get this thought. Oh, yeah, it's great. Now, they also will bring us messages and all kinds of things. But so I hope that helps. Christy Kopranica. Hi, Christy. She says, I have seen 8 eagles in a field today. What an amazing sight. Okay, stop the presses. I am so jealous. That is amazing. 8 eagles. There's that number again. 8. So 8 is infinity. I'm going to say this, Christy. You've got some major blessing coming. That is a big blessing there. 8 eagles in one field. I go by fields all the time. I've never seen that. Boy, I think that is amazing. Yes, Ann Margaret put good vibes for a great December. I definitely keep seeing that. Okay, Miss Carrie, she says, just today, all I keep seeing is 222, 333, and 444. Any messages from my mom? And her birthday is 6/19. So let's get a card from your mom from Talking to Heaven. And when you start seeing these numbers, 222, 333, 111, 444, it's your soul is waking you up. And it is waking you up to know that you're a soul having a physical experience. 444 are the angels. 333 are the ascended masters. 222 are partnerships in the road you're going to be on. 111 really is an alert to wake you up. And I feel that these numbers were programmed before we incarnated. So we'd be talking about it now just to remember that you're a soul having a physical experience. So let's get a card from your mom. Yeah, it's going to go like this. We are soulmates, your mom says. You are soulmates. That's a sweet one. And by the way, we all have different types of soulmates. You know, our loved ones. I'll never forget, I have a friend that always called them cellmates, which I always thought was kind of funny, because some soulmates are like cellmates, you know. I mean, a wolf totem. Okay, Sheila McCormick, what is a wolf totem? Wolf totem is really powerful. I mean, that really is getting you into your power here. I mean, that is one of the most, in Native American culture, one of the greatest totems to have, because it's protection and it's power. So it's a great one. That is such a super one. Wow. Let's see. Okay, Ellie, she says, evening, Kelly. Hope you are well. I am dealing with a person after 25 years of no contact. Our lives are so very different, but he needs my guidance. I feel it helps. Next day, I'm wiped out. Ellie, watch your energy. The next day, you're wiped out. That ought to tell you everything you need to know. I understand that. And it's interesting that this person, you haven't 25 years, no contact. And now he needs your guidance. Is it your guidance, or does he need your energy? Is he like, you have to really watch that, because if you are wiped out, it's not a balanced relationship. And not even that it has to be balanced, but you'll need to set boundaries, okay? Which is, I spoke to you yesterday for an hour. That's plenty, okay? That's how you have to think, like that, because you can't afford to wipe yourself out. And you're getting a big message that you are wiped out. You have to listen. If we're ever around anybody, you guys, that sucks your energy, or you just feel so drained afterwards, oh, come on. Then either really watch the kind of time you spend on them. Often I'll find people that are either new in the mediumship world or the psychic world, and they will give and give and give. And you can't do that. You have to really monitor that. Okay. Lynn Becker, I'd love a reading, and you are 12/18. So December 18th, first of all, happy birthday coming up. You're a King of Hearts. King of Hearts is, God, they make wonderful parents. Doesn't mean that you may not even have children, but that you would be here to take care of others or to help usher in children on some level, or mentor. There's something about that as a mentor. And this is a year, honey, that your birthday is going to be right with Mercury retrograde. So this means that you'd be going back this year to, really through the whole year probably, because your birthday will be right in Mercury retrograde. So it will be going back to look at things that maybe you forgot about or didn't want to deal with or something like that. Okay, but it's all good. It is all good. That all comes back together here. Okay, so I love this question. This is from Karen Amber Crombie. She says, my mother-in-law 2 weeks ago was transitioning. She seriously, literally came back to life only this week as she was transitioning, and she fell and broke her elbow, and she has stage 4 cancer dementia. She said, I just do not understand why she's suffering so much yesterday. She said to me, get rid of me, I'm a burden. She's in a care home for the end of life. She said, what lessons are we meant to learn, my husband and I? She said, we're very compassionate and it's so confusing. It's my husband's birthday today. Oh, so he's a 3 of Hearts. I'll get him a card, yes. Listen, 3 of Hearts, honey, your husband's here to experience a lot of emotions. 3 of Hearts is like a roller coaster with emotions. And you have to remember, even down to the last breath, that your mother-in-law's soul is still learning something, whether it's karma, it's patience, it's faith, it's compassion, it's kindness. It's something. It doesn't work. I understand that she feels that way, but maybe your role is to say you're not a burden at all. We love you, I mean, it absolutely could be any of the above, but let's get a card for your husband for his birthday here. And this is from The Power of Love, James Van Prague's cards, which I love. And, when somebody passes, it's in a different, we cannot predict that day. That's whatever the soul is here to learn. That's all I can say on that. Okay, discernment to your husband. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. There you go. That's a good one. Discernment is so important. And even discernment in the fact that your mother-in-law is going through this. That's a big one right there. It just is a big one. Okay. Oh, Linda says that your dad died at that time, 2005 and 6. Oh, okay. Well, maybe what did you learn from that experience? Maybe that's it. Kristen Topol Christian. Hi, Kelly from Columbus, Wisconsin. Okay, and your birthday is 12/2. And you are from, I never heard of Columbus, Wisconsin, but today was a beautiful day. You believe this? Okay, 12/2. And you are 3 of diamonds. So 3 of diamonds is one of probably the hardest card in the deck. I mean, there's a couple, but frankly, I always think 3 of diamonds is. They're the ones that have to take a spiritual path. Like, there will be some not good experiences and some incredible experiences because they're the most creative card in the deck. They're so creative. They can do anything. Most often I'll find well-known musicians. I also find really well-known financial pieces too. Some people are really wealthy with that placement. But, and your birthday is during this oddball time that I'm talking about. And so let's see. So I would say that for you, when we get to 2024, it's going to be about upliftment time for you to be very uplifted. That's what I think is going to be the year. Be inspired. That's what I just got. Be inspired. Okay, Information Gatherer M. She says, and your birthday is June 7th. So June 7 is a 10 of diamonds. June 7, 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds is what we call the blessed card. Even though it may not feel like it, they always end up having these amazing blessings. Why does family insist to not communicate appropriately? And then they can't understand why I don't like them and live in the same house. Other family doesn't care to talk or check in. I would say, that is information gatherer, extremely dysfunction. Dysfunction. Dysfunction city is what I would call that. And, in a family, families can really run the gamut of healthy. I haven't seen too many of them, but they can run that way. But I do see a lot of dysfunctional families, the ones that, they don't know how to attach correctly, and they all need therapy on some level, and they're often through trauma. I mean, if you do something, then you should actually learn about everything you can about yourself. And when one person changes in a family, you'll see a lot of shift happens. Maybe somebody won't talk to you, but just do the work for yourself, okay? Okay. Julie Musterman, Irish singer, starseed and friend of Sinead O'Connor's. Oh, Shane McGowan of the Pogues passed yesterday. He was amazing and an inspiration to Irish all over the world. Love you, Shane. Wow. Isn't that amazing? I didn't know who he was, but that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Julie. Wow. probably made the world a better place, right? I think so. Okay, Diana Cerna. Love your show, Kelly. Thank you. And you are 328. So March 28 is 8 of clubs. Very psychic. 8 of clubs, great writer, very psychic. They have eyes in the back of their heads. They often take on so much. So what I would say, Diane, is when we get into work on things that you have to let go of right now, and 2024, don't take on people's stuff. The one thing I could teach an 8 of clubs is not to take on other people's stuff. Okay. Linda Kruger. So you're seeing 333 and 444. Good. That's actually a good thing. I think it's a really good thing when that happens. Ellie says, maybe that's my purpose now, to heal after my last question. It's hard to stay grounded. Well, work on staying grounded, because staying grounded is everything, especially in this work. It's everything for a person to be grounded. It's extremely important here. Okay. Josie Jackson says, hi there, 214, Valentine's Day, Jack of Diamonds. Will any of my electrical devices ever fully charge again? They are losing charge in half of the normal time. I can't keep up. Is that because you are spiritually, your vibration is growing, Josie? Is that what you mean by that? Because often what happens is when we start to grow spiritually, our vibration changes. We let go of a lot of crap that we don't need to hold on to anymore, and we start thinking in a different way, which raises our vibration. And when our vibration starts to raise like that and get higher and higher, we can have some unbelievable electrical experiences. In my case, I went through 7 computers. Anything I touched, I had a problem with. I couldn't, everything broke around me. Everything. Particularly, nothing could keep a charge. It was really a kind of a drag, but it's part of that process of growing. So I think that's what you're talking about. I think that we'd have that. Let's see. Lisa Camacho, she says, would love some insight on a healing modality you might be feeling into for me as 813, doing a lot of soul searching. So 813 is a king of clubs. So you're here to learn all kinds of education about all kinds of things. I always feel that one healing modality that I think is really important is somatic work. Somatic therapy, which is trauma that's been stuck in the body. And I always feel that somatic work, I would learn everything about it, because I think it's an amazing modality for healing. I do. Okay. Susan Mercier, February 1st. I am job hunting. Any feel for timing when I will get it and accept an offer? So you are February 1, Jack of Spades. Jack of Spades has a profound life. They have a profound life. I'm going to say this. I keep looking, okay? And Mercury's going to go retrograde. That could bring something back to you, actually. That could bring something back to you. And I'll say this, Susan, 2024 will be a way better year for you. And your birthday falls right before that Chinese New Year, which is, I think it's the 10th of February. So it's an interesting time period for that. But good things will happen, honey. Okay. Don't even worry. That something good will happen. Okay, Wanda Man, good grief. I think I'm in trouble. In 2006, I had a brain aneurysm. I'm sorry, honey. In 2000, I had a brain injury. It sucks, doesn't it? I lucked out once. I'm thinking this time might be the end game. No, it doesn't mean that you would have that. What it could mean is that maybe you'll go into some type of healing. Maybe you'll learn healing work, or maybe you'll help others with a brain aneurysm or something. Doesn't mean it. It's not that black and white. It just means an area. Maybe it's healing for you. Okay? Okay, think that. Okay, Barbara Espinosa. Total typo. I am 9/4, September 4. So September 4 is a 7 of diamonds, and a 7 of diamonds for women. And I always try to delineate that for males, because 7 of diamonds males is a little different. But with 7 of diamonds of women, 7 of diamonds, they love partnership is so important. Not so much for the 7 of diamonds male, but for the female, it's really, really important. And I would say also, this is important. Let go of all negativity. Any negativity that you want to let go of. 7 of diamonds can carry that. Okay. That is Kathy Dzuniak. She says, I would love a card for my husband to see what he's been doing on the other side. Well, by the way, on the other side, they can do a lot of things. They can, let's say he was a golfer. They could be golfing. Let's say he loved to, fish. They could go fishing. I've seen all kinds of souls tell me often what they will do is they will be building a home for their spouse when their spouse passes over, and they will be on that side with them. Okay. He says, I'm not dead. That's what he's doing. I'll say this. I think your husband's hilarious. Susie Wright. Hi, Kelly. Love that lip color. Isn't that pretty? Thank you. Tell me what you see about my career future. After 12 years, I really have a strong feeling it's time for a change. Okay, so you're 1214. I should know that one by heart. 1214 is oh my gosh, 4 of clubs like me. Okay, so 4 of clubs is all about when it's time to change, you would know it. So if you're thinking about making a career change, it is time to make a change. And I'll tell you this, Susie, when we get to 2024 again, it's an 8, it's a power year. We'll feel like breathing again. Okay, I just can't say that enough. We're going to feel it's time. Like if you're thinking right now, it's time, I've got to make a change, then that is time to make a change. Okay, but it'll be probably sometime next year. Okay, I like the way you think, though. I think that's really, really important. Oh, thanks, Julianne. Hi, Julianne. Now, let me just mention that Julianne and I are going to be doing a class, I think it's February 10th, actually, isn't it, Julianne? On vision boards. So thank you, Julianne. And we picked this day, February 10th, because it was Chinese New Year Day. And we're really excited about this. We don't have it up. We have a meeting to go over it. I think it's next week. And then we're going to start promoting this, and it'll be vision boards. It's going to be on, it's a Saturday, February 10th. Yeah, February 10th. And it's going to be such a wonderful experience because Julianne does feng shui, and we're going to talk about vision boards perfect for 2024, about where you see your life and what you want to manifest. And she's got all this information about it. It's going to be a great class. So we'll be having all kinds of updates on our class soon, so people can start signing up for it, because it's going to be a really, really great class. So it's good to see you, Julianne. I'm so glad you popped up there. Hi, Belinda. So good to see you. Can you read? Can I get a card for you? Yes, I'm going to get a card from your loved one. I'm going to get a card from your loved one, Belinda. Okay, because you are a wonderful person. It says, I am so much better now. Here's what I'm going to say to you, honey. Make sure you look for those rainbows. You're such a good soul. And you were with us on the cruise, which was so much fun. I've been with you a lot. We've traveled a lot together. Okay, Monica Donlin Hasselman. She says, hi, beautiful Kelly from Connecticut, September 20th. That's my birthday. Any messages from me, from my spirit guides? Oh, let's get a message from your spirit guides. I love James's cards, messages from your guides. So let's get this open. Yikes, I've got cards all over here. I've got cards everywhere for days. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Stay open-minded. That's a good one. Stay open-minded, okay? Often guides will say that. I love that one. Stay open-minded. I think that's very, very yeah, Patricia Navarro says, "My gosh, what unsettling planetary predictions." I'm so sorry. They are. Sorry about that. Mark Brevard. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Mark. I put water bottles outside on my deck 2 nights ago. I definitely have experienced some positive results. I wish I could give some to my high school students. 9th graders are so rambunctious. You know, Mark, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? They sure are, but God bless you for doing the work that you do. Let's get a card from your beloved mother on the other side. Let's get a card from her, honey. Okay, and you're a wonderful musician. Oops, I already just did that one. Sorry about that. We have been together in dreams. We have been together in dreams. So just pay attention, because I know your mom is out there. I know she is. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get back to this. Okay, so Lola Malloy, 55, she says, and her birthday is November 10th, which makes her a 10 of clubs. And she says, what do my loved ones think of my reoccurrence of breast cancer? And what do you see for me health-wise? So let me say this. Our loved ones on the other side, when we have an illness or we're going through some life-threatening something, they are very aware of it. And they also understand from a bigger standpoint, a bit higher, a higher lens, which is your soul is learning something else. Your soul is learning something else, okay? And they would want you to have compassion and love for everything that you're going through. And maybe breast cancer has a lot to do with love. So maybe loving yourself and really treating yourself well. Okay, Lynn Preble says, and her birthday is March 1, which makes you a 9 of spades. And this is a good question. She says, can a soul's energy only be in one place at a time? No, honey. A soul's energy can be in many places at once. It's not limited. There's no body. So might be over here. You might be over there. So it's not a 3D kind of a thing. But good question. But no, they can be definitely in more than one place at a time. Yeah, I do. Okay, Lori Hamilton McDonald. It's been in the news lately. What do you think of Baba Vanga? I don't know who that is, but I find that fascinating. Thank you. And your birthday is 7/23. So July 23 is a 5 of clubs. Well, let's get you a message from the guides. I don't know. I haven't. I don't know who that is, but thank you. I'll check and see. Patience as a virgin. Patience as a virtue. That's a good one. Thank you. Okay, Christy Oucher, 12/1. I would love to hear from my daughter. Well, let's get you a card, honey, from your beloved daughter. Let us get a card from her. Hold on a second. Let's see. My mind is free. My mind is free. I would say this too, because they're showing us a window here. You know, look out the window. And I bet you feel her essence and can see her. You know, I think that's an important one there. I just do. Let's see here. Okay, Joan Walker. Hi, Joan. Her birthday is 12/29. Hi, Kelly. Any message for my beloved sister? I miss her terribly. Oh, Joan, I bet you do, honey. I bet you do. You know, losing a sibling is, I think, awful, actually. A 12/29, and that is, oops, my whole thing read out. Oh, it's a 4 of hearts. So you are here to experience emotions. Oh, wait, no. Wait, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. You're here to experience emotions, but you are a 2 of hearts. 2 of hearts is somebody who really loves to be in a partnership with somebody. And isn't it interesting? Your sister passed on 2/22. Oh my gosh, what a connection between the two of you. Wow. She says to tell you, I will always point you in the right direction. And I have chills on this. Boy, you know, it's really interesting, Joan. I'm going away with my sister tomorrow. And we're going to go to Chicago and do a whole Christmas thing and a whole create memories and kind of relive some memories and good ones. And I'm really excited about it. I am really excited about it. So that reminded me of that. Ernestine Bean. Hi, Kelly. I would love a card too. Well, let's get you a card from the guides. Ernestine Bean. You got it. That's my daughter's last name. Kindness counts. Kindness counts. There you go. I think that's a great card. If you guys watched our show on Monday, we had a gal, Irene Weinberg, who talked about when she heard her guides talk to her, and they said, I think it was her guide, and they said, be kind to everybody. I thought that was amazing. Hi, Paul. Okay, Paul, I'm glad to see your name, and I want to answer your question. I knew there was another question I had to get out here. Hold on a second, Paul, because you asked a really good question here. Has so many questions. He says, hi, Kelly, happy holidays. I've been meaning to ask this. My birthday is January 9th, and my husband's birthday was December 5th. So he says, I've always thought that I was a Capricorn and that my husband was a Sagittarius. In fact, my life is filled with Sagittarius, and he goes and gives me these different dates. And he said, he has always considered himself a Capricorn. And he said, in Vedic astrology, am I a Sagittarius? And if so, have I been reading the wrong horoscope? Meaning, in Vedic astrology, are the character traits different? And he says, since following your wonderful dead-on accurate astrology, thanks, honey, I've been curious about the horoscopes. So in Western astrology, January 9th, which is Paul's birthday, he would be considered a Capricorn, because Capricorn in Western astrology is December 23rd to January 22nd. But in Vedic astrology, everything goes back, okay? And in Vedic astrology, January 9th is a Sagittarius. And that's Sagittarius in Vedic astrology is December 16 to January 14. So the traits are the same. But you instead, Paul, instead of being reading Capricorn, you would be reading Sagittarius. Okay. Now to even complicate it even more, in Vedic astrology, every 10 degrees is a different celestial house, a nakshatra, a different one. So I'll give you an example. My mother and I both had Leo risings in Vedic astrology. And my mother's nakshatra was the first one in the 10 degrees. And mine was the last 10 degrees, the 20 to 30. My mother was like 1 to 10. And in the first nakshatra for Leo rising, this is how complicated this Vedic astrology gets. It is, my mother was known as the queen, and that actually is a queen phase, that first 10 degrees. And mine was all about working class. I used to say, but we had the same, literally the same, Leo rising. So Vedic astrology is so intricate, but I hope that explains, Paul. So you would be reading, honey, if you use the lens of Vedic astrology, then definitely you would be reading all about Sagittarius then. Okay, and that would make Roger a Scorpio. Okay, honey, I hope that helps. Love you, Vicky. I love that. Oh, and I know that you love Mike so much. He just loves you so much too. Okay, and Margaret says, is my book coming along? Yes, my book is finished now. Thank you, God. And James, and thank you, Linda, my wonderful editor also, and James, and it's been great. So now we are shopping a publisher and actually trying to come up with the title, because I've had like 30 titles. I kid you not. And it has to be a little poppier than the one I had, the one we all had. So there's a whole deal in this, but I cannot wait for it to be out there so everybody can read it, because I'm excited about it. So anyway, so everybody, tomorrow I'm going to be in Chicago. Yay, I'm so excited for the weekend. Yay. And I hope that everybody has a great week. And then on Monday, James and I are going to be having a show about tips for the holidays. So we're going to cover, loss. How do you go through this period of time with loss, with dysfunctional families? And what if you're an introvert or you're an extrovert? Well, introverts are the ones that have trouble often too, so, and an empath. What happens during this period of time? So please join us on Monday, and it's going to be a great show on December 4th. So look forward to everybody have a good weekend, everybody, and I'll see you Monday. Take care.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything. featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.